nǹkan wo ni gbogbo ayé ń dà gìrìgìrì tí wọ́n ń pọn yìí. West Radio 89.3 FM kànga àgbẹ̀màgbẹ̀.
Top of the morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us this great Monday morning. Today is Monday, the 27th day in the month of October 2025. And from our studio right now, it is 6:32 a.m. If your appointment is for 7 o'clock, you're late already. So let's brace up and move as fast as we can, but no overspeeding. All right. Yes, no overspeeding. If you're late, you're late. And so be safe. In always, welcome to the program. My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo, and you're wondering where exactly are you? You are tuned into 89.3 FM, Wells Radio, your preferred wholesome radio, and your state's #1 family radio station. We're broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate here in Ibadan, the capital of your state. And thank you so much for tuning in this morning. This is Perspectives Unlimited, the program where we take you through the top stories making the round to Nigeria. And of course, we bring you in-depth analysis to help you understand and make sense of some of the stories in the nation Nigeria today. All of the stories published today, the 27th of October, 2025. Great morning to you. We pray that God bless you in all areas today. And of course, remember to be the best version of yourself. Do not give less. Always give your best in all that you do, together with hard work, grace, and of course, God mercy upon your life. Things will definitely turn around for good. And as you listen to 89.3 FM, Wells Radio, remember, it will always be well with you. You're welcome to the program. This morning, I have the Punch newspaper, the Vanguard, and of course, the Guardian newspaper. From the three dailies and of course, their front pages, I will be serving you the top stories this morning in Nigeria. So brace up, the show is about to start. We start with the Punch newspaper on page 44. 2027 Abure Oti Labour Party factions at war over Obi ADC pact. You find that story on page 44 of the Punch this morning. Let's move on to the major story this morning on the Punch newspaper. Under Buhari and Tinubu, 500 generals forced out despite rising insurgency. The writer says ex-generals warned of crises as Buhari Tinubu era lose young generals to early retirement after shake-up. We will look at that story this morning. What's the implication of young generals retiring because, of course, their junior ones are taking up, leadership position? What is the implication of that on, security issues in our nation? We will look at that this morning on the program. On page 35, economic recovery has begun, says Edu on page 35. And on the same page, Delta deploys Airbus A330-900 Neo on Nigeria route on page 35. And on page 31 of the Punch, CBN pumps $1.25 billion into fuel import orders in 3 months. And of course, on page 4 and 5, 5 pregnant Ondo girls rescued from baby factory on page 4 and 5. And finally, on page 44, Soludo's 1 million naira promise for voters to curb apathy, says APGA. That story is on page 44. I'm very interested in that story. When we get right into the middle of the show, we will look at that story this morning. Let's move on to the Vanguard newspaper on page 15. Anambra Showdown 2025. Soludo's campaign moved to Orumba on page 15. And of course, another story here says Nigeria loses $6.8 billion to oil production shortfalls in 8 months. Records 93.7 barrels shortfall. And of course, target no longer realistic this year. Okay, Dangote expands refinery capacity to 1.4 million barrels per day. Well, do we say congratulations? I think that should be it. Congratulations to Dangote. To page 4 this morning, the major story on the Vanguard. NECA man, NACCIMA rejects Senate NSITF takeover. One against politicians, politicization of Workers' Fund, says move to amend Act threatens transparency and violates LIO's convention. Moving on to Edo State, I'll sack incompetent contractors, says the governor. Enugu government arrests man for defiling his 2 daughters. And of course, Serap to NNPCL account for missing 22.3 billion naira, $49.7 million, 14.3 million pounds, and 5.2 million oil funds. All of that Serap is asking NNPCL. A lot of money, both in naira, both in dollars, and in pound sterling. All of that on or hanging on the neck of NNPCL, and Serap is asking that question this morning. Moving on to the next story. Access holding gross earnings up to 13.8% to 2.5 trillion naira. And finally, on the Vanguard, resident doctors declare indefinite nationwide strike from the 31st of October. We hope that the government would, of course, do the needful before the 31st. Today is just 27. A lot can be achieved before the 31st. Now let's move on to our final daily this morning before we get straight to analysis. On page 6 of The Guardian, 767 local governments without active website amid autonomy, 3 trillion naira yearly windfall. And of course, you can trust The Guardian with their infographics this morning. Local government digital footprint. LGAs have received 8.93 trillion naira since 2023. Questions about transparency, accountability over stunned digitalization. Expert puts Nigeria's 15 years digital growth at 17% and rural internet access restricted to 23%. That you will find a digital footprint of the local government analysis right there on the front page of The Guardian this morning. On page 4, organized private sector opposes move to amend NSITF Act. And on page 7, Constitution Review, how Kalu pushed for additional Southeast states on page 7. On page 6, fragile structures, egos derail opposition as PDP films SDP splinters. You find that on page 6. And to doctors again, resident doctors to begin strike on Friday over unmet demands. You find it on page 4. In Ondo, on page 5, Ayedatiwa clears backlog of Ondo Poly salary arrears. On page 3, why we are expanding our refinery by Dangote on page 3. And on the same page, crush terrorism now. Nigerians task the new service chiefs. And of course, on page 7, it takes 62 signatures to pay one NDDC contractors, says Ndoma Egba. That you find on page 7 this morning on the Guardian newspaper. And that's all we can take on the front page. We want to thank you so much for joining us this morning as we, begin the show and dive into the biggest stories making the rounds in our nation, Nigeria, this morning. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation by, of course, liking our Facebook page to join this big, large family. And, of course, you will find a live video feed. Like the video, drop your comment, and most importantly, share the video to help us reach a bigger and wider audience. You can also stream us live. That means listening to us live from anywhere in the world, not just on your terrestrial or transistor radio, rather, which is 89.3, but you can stream us live on our website, www.wellsradio893.com, and find us across major streaming platforms on Radio Garden, on Radio Box, and the likes. All you need to do, just go straight to Google, type Wells Radio 89.3 FM, and all of the streaming platforms will pop up for you to click and make a choice and travel with us right in your pocket, in your bag, and everywhere in the world. On YouTube, you can also watch us on YouTube, Wells Radio 893 FM on YouTube. And remember to also be a part of our television family by subscribing to Wells Television YouTube platform to enjoy exclusive visual television content, which is totally different from what you listen to on radio. With me in the studio this morning to help us make sense of the stories and analyze where we stand at the moment in our nation, Nigeria, Chukwuemeka Munachiso joins me in the studio. Good morning to you, Chukwuemeka.
Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning. How are you doing today, and how was your weekend?
I'm doing well, and the weekend was good by the special grace of God.
And how are you coping? The demise of your friend. By the way, it's never going to be complete. Our very dearly beloved high-ranking Tony, we heard of his person. I'm sure some of our listeners, already tuned in this morning will be wondering, oh, high-ranking Tony. We heard of his passing on Friday morning. Very touching. When I called your show, by the way, on Saturday,
okay.
I was hoping to, somehow in my head, I was just expecting that high ranking was going to call, hoping it's not true, because I have his phone number, and I think his family shared something on, his WhatsApp story, and that further, confirmed whatever story we heard. And I know that aside from being a friend of the station, even before terrestrial, even before 89.3 FM. He's been a friend of ours from our online days and a very close friend of yours. And that's why I'm asking, how are you actually?
I'm okay. You see, when such things happen, it reminds us once again that there is a place we are all going to, and I have not recovered. I have been with the family. And we've been together. We did a lot of things together. And we are not just friends, we are brothers. I remember we disagreed severally, we agreed. And he was a man who told me the truth, and without mincing words. And he lived for the people. He was a man for the people. And come and see the comments people were making, Here was a man who he went through a lot, and in our society, when people pass through a lot of things, they believe that he hardens them. But this man was still as soft as anything to anybody. I will give you a typical example of who he is. He set up what do they call it? Online studio. He set up online studio, and we was helping him in one way or the other. And I remember a woman came here sometime. He brought some microphones for sale. He bought a microphone for the son who wanted to read mass communication in the university, but eventually he didn't study that course. So the woman needed money. and brought the microphone here. And I told her that we will not likely buy the microphone, that this is not the type we need here. This is not the type we use. But I have a friend. I will send you to him so that he probably will buy. I gave this woman my friend's address and number. And when he got to my friend's house, he told my friend how she came to me and everything. And my friend took the microphones and said, you know what? This microphone is an old model. And I know you came here to sell this because you needed money. He called his domestic servant to bring 1 Congo of rice, 1 Congo of beans, 1 Congo of... he brought a lot of things.
Just to support the woman.
Put them in a nylon and gave to the woman. The woman came back here and was asking me, what kind of human being is that? You understand?
The goal is to sell something and then you're coming back with more than...
The woman, I've not told her, if I tell that woman about this thing that happened, that woman will cry. And this woman came back and was asking me, what kind of human being is that? I said, what happened? He opened the bag. I said, that's my friend for you. That's the kind of man he was.
We pray that God comfort his family in this, challenging time. And of course, he will be missed here also on our show, Perspectives Unlimited, and all our programs. We're going to follow up with, the funeral arrangements.
Yes.
And pay our last honor to him.
Yes, yeah. We are...
He truly deserves it.
He's still in the mortuary, and we've not brought him out. So when he's out of the mortuary, we now make plans to take him home.
May God rest his soul. Let's get to our program this morning on Perspectives Unlimited. We begin with this security-related issues, which of course is not new to the military, but it's all hands or fingers are now pointing in this direction, as there might be, some form of implication security-wise to that decision. Under Buhari, Tinubu, 500 generals forced out despite rising insecurity. And despite escalating insurgency across the country, no fewer than 500 senior military officers, including major generals, brigadier generals, rear admirals, and air vice marshal, have been forced into early retirement following the changes of service chiefs under the Muhammadu Buhari and Bola Tinubu administrations. The mass retirements spanning the Army, Navy, and Air Force between 2015 and 2023 stemmed from the long-standing military tradition of disengaging senior officers who are either senior or of the same cause as newly appointed service chiefs. The move, according to the military, is aimed at maintaining discipline, hierarchy, and operational efficiency within the service. Data collected from the media reports indicated that over 500 top senior officials have quit the service in the past 8 years. However, military insider asserted that the affected generals numbered approximately 900 or more. The Punch could not immediately confirm the figure, as the military authorities could not be reached to authenticate the claim. The first wave of retirement occurred shortly after the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, appointed new service chiefs in July 2015. Over 100 senior army officers, mainly generals, brigadier generals, major generals, were forced to retire, while the Navy lost over 20 senior officers, including commodores and at least one rear admiral. A second phase was recorded in 2021 after Buhari replaced all the service chiefs and appointed new set. That exercise saw about 120 generals exit the army, while over 50, in the Air Force, and other 50 naval officers also left the service. The army again witnessed another wave in May 2021 following the death of General Atairu, that led to the appointment of Farouk Yahya, who was junior to several 7 generals. His emergence triggered the voluntary retirement of over 20 generals from Corps 35. And last Friday, President Bola Tinubu executed a shake-up in the military, appointing General Olufemi, of course, with the exit of General Olufemi Oluyede, replaced with the incoming of Olufemi Oluyede, replacing General Christopher Musa as the CDS. Major General Wadi Shahubu becomes the Chief of Army Staff. Air Vice Marshal Sunday takes over The other side, while Rear Admiral Idi Abbas assumed office as the CNS, the Chief of Defense Intelligence, and so many others. Under the latest development, about 60 top officials are expected to disengage from the service should this military operation continue. Chukwemeka, let's look at this pattern. Amid this, rising insurgency that we're experiencing in the nation, do you think this pattern should be scrapped, where a junior officer would take, a leadership position like Chief of Army Staff, and all of his senior colleagues, all of them would have to retire, whether they like it or not, just for the sake of discipline and hierarchy, as it might be extremely tough for the senior officers to, obey. But in other areas, in other sectors, it works. It works. It's somehow that's just fitting into the operational pattern.
Yeah,
what makes the military different?
The military is not like the civil service system that we run. Our leaders may not they know the implication of what they are doing, but they care less. You see, what does it take to train these people? The schools they attended, everything the nation spent on them to be at that position, and in a world fell swoop, we discard all of them. Look, why do you think the military is going from region to region, begging people to come and join the military, and many people are turning their back on the military? The young ones are not going again. Don't forget that the entry salary is about 50,000 to 60,000 in Nigeria, whereby in Kenya the same people earn about 250,000. Ghana here 180,000. South Africa between 250,000 to 280,000. The same entry salary of military, but in Nigeria here is 50 to 60,000. And you are disengaging those who are already inside, who have risen to a situation, to a level where the nation needs their services, and you are throwing them away. And the money you are paying for entry salary for the people that want to come in is nothing to write home about. Where do you get people to enter the military? Remember what happened in the Southeast when they were going from one state to the other, telling people to come and join the military. They said they won't join. And the ones that are there now, we are sending them away. Look, Ayo, I hope we don't wake up one day to see that the military, because even the ones that are in service, what kind of weapons are they using? The more we spend money on security, the more insecure we are in Nigeria. What has happened? There is a big problem on our hand. And our leaders don't seem to understand the game they are playing. The military, yes, we're in democracy, but we still need the military. We still need the services of these men and women. We still need their knowledge. We still need their wisdom. We still need their everything. We have spent money to train them for. We need them. We cannot just be sending them away at a point in time when the nation is at a crossroad, security-wise. We go and check. If you check the military service in advanced countries, you see men there. I begin to wonder if these people are in Nigeria, they would have retired, but they are still there because they need their services. They need something. We need them to arrest the situation. But the issue is that, are we really fighting security? Security is not just about buying bullets and ammunition. No. You need tactics. You need intelligence. You need these men that have spent years learning about warfare. It's not just, you don't defeat you don't tackle security situation by just sending people to the war. No. They are men who will design how are we going to attack. Where do we go from here? They look at the map. Okay, the enemies are here. Let's take this route. Let's plot this way. Let's bring them out. They know the tactics they will use. And with this, look at the men we are sending away. We are shaking. Look, Ayo, I hope that our leaders actually know what they are doing. Because Google what it takes to train these men and women. Check what it takes to train them. To send them abroad, bring them here, pay them, buy this thing for them, do this for them, and all of a sudden, we are sending them away. We start all over again. Because what we have in our country is that we lack continuity. And that's why there are so many wastages. These people will now retire into oblivion. if they retire, most of them, I've studied about how many of them, how some of them retired in advanced countries. Do you know they set up security outfits and they help the system? Do we have such thing in Nigeria here? We don't. When they go, some of them go into farming. Some of them leave the country. Some of them, and we don't go back to tap into their wisdom. How do we tackle it? If we truly want to fight insecurity, we have retired men. And look at Adam Soshomole. You remember what he said about how many months ago that the people the people that are into illegal mining of our solid minerals are retired as generals. So they retire into illegal mining of Nigeria's minerals because they become untouchable. You can't touch them. So is that the kind of country we keep on having on our hands?
But let's look at what may now it's obvious that we have a big issue at hand.
Very big issue.
Where a junior officer is going to take that position, and over 100 and 120 of them then have to retire. But can the system, just looking at the bigger picture, can the system whereby the president would then select to appoint someone who is already of a certain position, just the same way, say in the civil service, some kind of promotion, it can be, there are years by which you may have to climb certain ladder or get to certain position, and so in some places you probably know the set of people who may become permanent secretary, who may become directors. Can that system then also be adopted in the military, knowing that, oh yes, this set of defense or chief of army staff, if this particular person is exiting, the next set of appointment will be selected around this class, maybe not someone in particular for security reasons, yes, which we're still going to get to. The major reason for some of this immediate shakeup, is it in the interest of Nigeria? Is it, of course, most recently the coup threats in the news? Is it in the interest of Nigerians, so in the interest of the nation? Whatever. I also want us to look at that.
There are many interests we need to look at here. Interest of Nigeria is different. Interest of the president is different. Interest of the office the president is occupying is different. So some of these shakeups are not in the interest of Nigeria. Some of these shakeups are for the preservation of the office. You understand what I'm saying? So some of them are not in the interest of Nigeria. Because if it's the interest of Nigeria, they will go gloriously. They will retire, in a way that people will know that, yes, these people have already paid their dues. But it's not in the interest of Nigeria. It's the interest of maintaining the system, maintaining the status quo. And that's what I'm saying. You have to train these men and women. Yes, somebody will not remain at a position forever. No. A time is coming when you go. But you go gloriously because you have served. But before you go, how many people, because a success without a successor is a failure. When you are occupying okay, let me give an example. There's an equipment that somebody is manning. You are trained to man that equipment in Sandhurst or one of these military schools outside the country, and you have already trained the people in the military who will take over the responsibility of manning that equipment. You have trained a lot of people. When you retire, it is not a loss to the country because you have already trained people who will take over. But in a situation where suddenly you are taken away and you have not even trained people, Nigeria will go back again, send another group again outside to go and learn the same equipment, whereby we have somebody who would have trained them, but because of our preservation of the status quo, we send them away and we have to send these people outside the country to go and be trained again. That's what I'm saying. There's so many interests. If it's the interest of the country, they will retire gloriously. But when the military will tell you it is a normal thing, it's not true.
Of course, just like
because,
we have in the
yes,
list
it's
this morning from
PR.
Past
they won't tell you,
or
yes,
retired generals. All of them are saying, well, that's the culture.
Yes, they won't tell you that it is abnormal because everybody wants to keep his neck. You understand? If it is normal, they should go in a normal way. But when there is suddenly you wake up and you are sending people away, it's not normal. Something is fishy.
All right, we're going to take a break now. Shehu, a former spokesman for the Nigerian Air Force, put the figure of retired generals under Muhammadu Buhari at 960.
Imagine the number.
In 2022, almost 1,000. And
1,
over 500 in the last 8 years. There are more than that. I was in the committee for the reform of armed forces under Buhari and personally tasked to count how many generals we had. And as of 2022, the armed forces had about 960 generals for a total strength of 235,000 personnel. That is too much. The United States, with 1.3 million personnel, has about 900 generals. So imagine almost the same number of generals for a force that is barely a fifth of their size.
Let me even shock you. Do you bother? Have you ever asked a question? Why all the Air Force? How many times did the Air Force bomb innocent people? How many times did they bomb? They leave the target and they are bombing civilians. That's to show you that there is no training. How many times? We have recorded it several times. They will come out and apologize. We are sorry for, and people have died. That's to show you that something is wrong with our system.
Let me hold your thoughts on that. We'll come back right after the break. You can also save the numbers 0916-893-1000, 0915-334-893, and 0911-333-893. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour. I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data. Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service. One Data? Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811-223-2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on these websites: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
Hey! I dey miss my language oh. How you go miss your language when na im dem dey speak for Wazobia platform wey dey shele for Wells Radio 89.3 FM?
Haba, Wazobia platform na your program from Wells Radio 89.3 FM where they speak Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa plus including Pidgin, and na every Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays you go hear am.
Na from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Advertise for Wazobia platform. Everybody go hear am for every corner for your state and beyond.
Wazobia platform na the people's program.
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas!
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
Christmas is almost here, and Wells Radio 89.3 FM is bringing the joy closer to you. It's the Father Christmas Fiesta 2025.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Happening live on the 11th, 12th, and 13th of December 2025. It's 3 days of joy, fun, and family moment that every child will remember. We are calling on churches, NGOs, schools, brands, and kind-hearted individuals to partner, sponsor, and spread the joy of Christmas to families across Ibadan and Oyo State. Let's make Christmas brighter together. For sponsorship and partnership, call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Sam on 0813-746-5878. Ayo on 0706 840-7359. Wells Radio 89.3 FM, celebrating Christmas the family way.
Now the ground is white, so grow it while you're young. Take
The phone lines are open now. You're welcome back to the program. This is Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. We're broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State. Great morning to you. And from our studio right now, it is 7 minutes or 6 minutes past 7 o'clock. Good morning to you. And I believe that it's going well with you. And of course, it will be a great day for you. Amen. 0916-893-1000, 0915-334-893, and 0911-333-893. Let's talk about this compulsory retirement pattern in the Nigerian military, and of course, the implication of that amid the rising insurgency and insecurity that we're experiencing in the nation. Before the break, we read a section of the reports stating that about 960 generals had to retire, under Muhammadu Buhari administration, given different months and, at different times with numbers that can equally, stand up to the total. We want to talk about that this morning. And of course, let's look at the implication of that together. And during the break, I asked Chukwemeka a question. If this number is leaving the military, are we getting new, young men back into the system to replace? In that regard, then maybe promotion may be faster to ensure that, people rise up to higher position early. But if about 960 need to retire, how many people are coming in every year? What is the fate of our nation when it comes to defense and security from the military?
Ayo, it's not about promotion. It's about training, retraining, and training. Now, we read it sometime. Was it last year or early this year?
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Wilfred.
Good morning, Mr. George from Olugweru. Oh, we lost that call. Please do call us back, Mr. George.
The military went round, even Lagos State. Go and check Lagos. Google it. Lagos State government was begging youths of that state to join the military. How many of them joined? I'm not talking of the southeast now. Where joining the military is like you go. They don't welcome it. So if you check the entrance into military service, very low. Young people are not interested in joining. They are not, because they see what, even the reports we are getting. You hear that those that are already in service are complaining of obsolete equipment they are given, that they are not well equipped, that those they are fighting are more equipped than they are. And we remember how much we have spent on procurement of arms. Where did the arms end up? What happened? So you hear soldiers being overrun, barracks being overrun, everything happening, and you want people to join the same service, they won't join. Because if non-state actors can overrun a military cantonment or barrack or whatever, what is the fate of those who will join? So instead of retraining and retraining and equipping these people with sophisticated weapons and paying them well, I have just told you entry service of these people 50 to 60,000, whereas in a country like Ghana, the same people 180,000.
Let's take this call. Good morning to you.
George calling back.
All right, Mr. George, thank you for calling us.
Do you know that every retired general in the army, the country maintains that person until death? And most of them receive about the same amount of money while serving during retirement. It's a big loss. And you are retiring these people who are able-bodied men, fully trained for specialized duties. I think the government should think on how to make good use of our generals, like other countries are doing. If you watch very well, if you look at a general in the American army or other civilized countries' army, you'll be wondering, why is this man at this age still serving? It is the benefit they are making from those people that is keeping them on continuously. But ours is different. It's very wrong. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. George from Olugweru. It should bother us, especially when we talk about democracy. We sometimes like to do this unrealistic comparison with the United States of America. And so if we're looking at the United States, then we'll probably do things well. I mean, sometimes it's not realistic, especially with the age, with the system they put in place.
Look at
where we are.
Let's leave America. Look at Rwanda and Ghana. You see elderly people in the military still wearing. You begin to wonder, what are they still doing here? They kept them there for a purpose. These people have become like a library. You understand? They need to nurture a lot of young people before they go. You don't just go anyhow like that.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. Thank you for calling us.
This is Aderonke from Muslim.
Thank you, Aderonke. Your contribution.
Yeah, concerning the retirement of the general officers. If this was retirement is good for the nation and for security purpose, I support this, because why should we keep over 500 generals and we can't still sleep and our eyes be closed when we are facing insecurity in the country? And you see most of them in their homes, you see bodyguards following them up and down. So even with our eyes open set, we are not even safe. So it is a good one coming from so if at least this will put an end to the insurgency insecurity we are facing in the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Aderonke. And that's another perspective to it. I mean, why keep 960 or about 1,000 of them, and then we're still here? We're still having this conversation. But again, by their exit, it's not even giving us anything different. So in and out, it's almost the same.
It's the system that refused to fight insurgency. It's not the military.
It's not the military.
It's not the generals.
It's not the generals.
It's not the generals. It's the system. Remember, it's the system that refused to fight insurgency. You can't blame the generals. You can't blame the military. The system lack the will to fight insurgency. The military people are capable. Why is it that when they go outside this country, they do very well? But when they come here, their hands are handcuffed. They can't do anything. It's the system that refused to wake up to reality and fight insurgency. It's not the military. I can't blame the military. They are doing their best.
0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, or 0911-333-3893. Let's move on to Anambra State very quickly. Soludo's 1 million naira promise for voters to curb apathy, says APGA. The All Progressive Grand Alliance said on Sunday that Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo's cash reward promise for every word won by his party in the forthcoming election is not an act of voter buying, but a strategic move to encourage healthy competition and voter participation across the state. Sunday Punch had earlier reported that Soludo, who is also the APGA candidate in the election, stirred controversy after announcing the reward during the party's campaign rally in Orumba South local government area on Saturday. The governor had promised to give his party supporters each incentive for every word won, saying when we are campaigning for the Senate, we knew we were going to win every word in the South senatorial zone, but we still had some incentives. Any word that APGA won received 1 million naira, and we won all the words in Orumba South. Let's look at this gift, 1 million naira to every word, where APGA, wins the election. Chukwemeka, is this vote buying, or what APGA is calling, healthy competition and strategic move to encourage voter participation? If it's going to encourage them, isn't the same thing as vote buying?
We are witnessing the collapse of our democracy, and unfortunately, it's starting with a man who calls himself a professor. And this is an acid test for Amupeto. Nigerians are looking at him now to see what this man will say. I am happy that Soludo is coming up with this rascality. Let's see how it ends. This was a man. Remember when Supreme Court came out with local government autonomy or no autonomy? Remember when the story? Remember what this Soludo came up with? Exactly opposite of what the Supreme Court said. You remember now? We discussed it here.
Yeah.
If the system kept quiet. This man is coming up again with what is called a reward for that. What is that? So we are going to, Amopito will tell us, the new INEC chair will tell Nigerians whether this is, because if we allow this to fly, brother, forget about democracy in Nigeria.
This happened during the senatorial.
I'm coming because when he did it, the people kept quiet. And do you know why he's doing this? I'm from Anambra State. I want to tell you why he's doing this. He already has problem with the religious establishment. He has problem with the native people. He has problem with a lot of people. Do you know during Ofala, the Bureau of Furniture, he was not there? Do you know that he is a banned evangelism in Anambra State, a Christian state? At the point he came up and said no, he didn't ban evangelism. He said that he started making a lot of, and he is having a problem right now with the Catholic Church. That's why he's throwing this money around, because Anambra State is not a Muslim state. It's purely Christian state. It's the state where you have Catholic, Anglican, Pentecostal, and they're waiting for him at the polls. That's why he's throwing this money around. And let's see. But my own take is not even the money is throwing around. Let's see how INEC chair will interpret what Soludo is doing. This a man is one professor that I've seen. I said, if this is what it takes to be a professor, I don't think people would like to be a professor. When you hear him talk, you wonder which school did this man attend.
Let's look at what politicians or what candidates eventually become when they get what they want. Before Chukwuma Soludo emerged as the governor of Anambra State, highly respected, in certain quarters, a lot of people wanted Soludo to become the governor, especially because of his academic, stand and an education that, this man will bring life to politics in the country. Do you agree now that there might be something wrong with the seat of power in our nation that change people, that convert people?
I believe our seat of power is polluted. I think there is a strange spirit that when you enter, it takes hold of you. Because when you hear Chukwuma Soludo talk, you would think that is a talk at Opiwek Road that is talking. Honestly speaking, what comes out of his mouth is leaving a number of people confused. Say, is this what it takes to be a professor? Honestly speaking, I'm from that state. When he talks, people will begin to wonder what is wrong with this man, because this is not the man we used to know. What has gone wrong? So he has not. He has not been able to let people understand that. Look, there's no finesse. There's no. He's not cute at all. He talks as if that you are not Chanja market or you are dealing with. No, Anambra State is a state where we have people that are educated. If you want to be a governor of that state, you must be educated and you must show finesse in whatever you're doing. But he has thrown everything overboard, and that's why people are so disappointed. And that's why I'm telling you, he's throwing this money around, because he knows that there is danger ahead. If you don't throw this money around, the people might not even.
Is this 1 million naira vote buying or voter participation? Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
Quite a while. My name is Tayo.
Oh, Mr. Tayo, it's been a while. Good to have you on the show. Thank you for calling.
I have not been around.
Oh, you're welcome back.
I've not been.
Welcome back.
So, how's everything?
Everything is well.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
I like the way you spoke this morning about Governor of Anambra State. So,
hello?
See, our problem, I keep on saying this thing. Our problem is not the president who. I'm telling you this. It's our governors. It is our governors impoverishing us. Please, that's our problem. Look, I was in the north some time ago. A friend of mine, when I was in service, invited me for his wife and daughter's nika. So when I got there around 1:15 in the early in the morning of the day of the ceremony. So around 4 p.m. I saw this truck. It was three trucks. They were dropping food. All kind of food, beans, maize, palm oil, everything. And I was amazed. I asked someone around the area. What is happening? The man told me that is the House of Rep member in that constituency was one that brought the food items, four loads of food items. House of Rep. He said he did it every 3 months. That's why he does it every 2 months. What are our House of Rep? What are we doing in your state? Look at the governor. He's going to spend 3 billion naira to reconstruct government house that was built by Chiboba Femi Awolowo in 1956 or thereabouts. So that 63 billion naira will go for his and he will be for his own family. Because the house, he said, since the beginning governor is coming from his home. So he wanted to pay that money to at least for his own family. So to say, perhaps people of Okeogun, they are begging for good road to bring food down to Ibadan here. And the same thing applies to look, the other time, that's all the governors of the Southwest. He said they are doing practically nothing. My brother, good morning.
Thank you, Mr. Tayo. Good to hear your voice again. Thank you so much, Mr. Tayo. 1 million naira to go to every ward where ABGA wins in the coming governorship election in Anambra State. Vote buying or to encourage voter participation. Good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, Mr. George calling back.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
John O'Crap.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Right. Sounds similar.
On our way don't work.
Thank you, sir. Let's have your thought.
Our number one problem is that we are not serious at all. As a people and as leaders, we are not serious. You see what you people are saying now. I see the response of some people. Mr. Chukwuemeka, did you know that for the past how many months now they have been doing challenge to Molete? People are dying there because of dust. That is unseriousness. In that Molete, there is a place where the pipe water has issue. They open that place. They abandon it. Nobody is attending to it. That thing is causing a very big traffic in Molete. That is unseriousness. So you don't want to buy vote. That is vote buying. There is nothing you will call it. Who are you rewarding? Somebody that come to do what he's supposed to do. You are rewarding that person. Can't you see that some people doesn't need to be professors? I am highly ashamed. I come from Aja State. I'm highly ashamed of because of Soludo. The way he talks like an agro. He doesn't talk. He doesn't have any integrity to be a governor. No, don't work, my brother.
Thank you so much. Your perspective this morning. If you're just joining us, this is 89.3 FM, Wells Radio, your preferred wholesome radio, and your state's number one family radio station. You can drop your comment on our Facebook page, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Before we move to another story, Chukwuemeka, any last comment?
No, you see,
on this matter?
You see, this man collaborated with what I just said. When you listen to Soludo talk, many Anambra young people will say, if this is what it takes to be a professor, I will not go to school. Because he reasons like he begin to wonder, which school did this man attend? Did they just give him the paper? Honestly speaking, I'm from that state, and Anambra has produced big people in terms of education and everything. But how this man came about, I don't know. And he is the marketing education in Anambra State.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning, Mr. Salami from Awoto. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Salami.
You see, for me, my take this morning is on the retirement of imminent mass retirement of our generals from our military. Well, much as one will agree that military service globally is a kind of a special force, that they have their own tradition and something. But where it becomes concerning in the case of Nigeria is that with the humongous amount spent on their retirement, because yesterday when I was kind of monitoring the news, I learned that, of course, it's their right that they will retire with full benefits, pension for life, salary for life, ATC, and in fact, full entitlement for life. However, their society value remains key to us in this country, and that is why it becomes concerning that we should kind of regulate the way we discharge these special people. I call them special because I know they are highly trained. And then just as you said, Mr. The outcommand there, that could it be that maybe Mr. President should look for somebody with a much superior officer to pick whenever he's picking his maybe new service chief, so that there will be so many people under him. Because the tradition really is that once a junior officer is appointed, you retire all the superiors. They will not take salute from you, and they must take salute. So that is just it. So because definitely maybe the Mr. President should always look for a very superior officer to pick, so as to minimize the number of the superiors that will go. But more importantly, I want to advise you, because there's something the nation can benefit to. Probably Mr. President might have said that okay, the ones that were asked to go didn't actually fight insecurity. I want to appeal that the incoming ones should have learned from this one going, that they have to brace up and help us in our insecurity matter in this country. If everything is, people have been calling for rejuvenation of our military architecture, this and that. So it's because we are not seeing the result. If we are seeing the result of their efforts on our purposeful improvement on our insecurity in this country, nobody will ask for them to be rejuvenated. That is just it.
Thank
Good
you.
morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salami from Awoto. Thank you so much for your thoughts. Let's see if we can take one more call or two. 0915 334 893, 0916 893 1000, and 0911 333 893. Let's talk about this story very quickly. Recovery or economic recovery has begun, says Edun. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edo, has assured Nigerians that the country's economy has turned the corner. He stated that in an opinion released on Sunday titled Nigeria Turning Towards Prosperity, reassuring the citizens that the worst days were over. And despite some historical shortfalls and present-day challenges, I believe the most difficult phase of our economic journey is behind us. Nigeria has turned a decisive corner. The road ahead will demand hard work and discipline, but we are firmly on the right path. Edward asserted. Chukwemeka, do you agree with him?
Well, I don't agree with him, because one of the indices for looking at economic prosperity is the people, the life of the people, the welfare of the people. How is it? We don't need to have knowledge of algebra or calculus to know that the purchasing power of the naira has been crushed. So where is when they tell us that they've seen the fruit of presidents as a policy, I have not seen the fruit. Maybe because I'm using glasses, and I'm yet to see somebody who has seen the fruit. Whether it is green or red, I have not seen. But as far as I'm concerned, I have not seen the fruit of economic recovery, because the money in your hand can hardly buy anything. So where is the recovery? Is it you go to somebody will borrow 10,000 naira right now? Before evening, you begin to ask yourself, what did you buy? Where is the recovery? And Nigerians are daily carrying the crushing load of poverty, limitation, and the economy is improving. Where is he improving? Is he improving only in their pocket? Why is he not improving in my own pocket? Is it because I'm not in that I'm not in government? The people in the street, go and ask them whether the economy is improving or not.
Let me take this comment and then we go. Sulaiman Sharif, it's a military tradition that once your junior assumes leadership, the senior retire. So that is not an issue. Federal government should be careful the way they handle security matters in this country. The government should be wise in making decisions. rotation, without improved welfare for the forces, as well as without modern technology in place, there will be no better results. And that's all we can take for today. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today. Thank you so much, Chukwemeka.
Thank you, Ayo, for having me.
your time.
God bless you.
All right, may we reap the fruit of our labor today. Amen. That's the prayer. Do not let any of the stories out of the news this morning depress you. Rather, take it as a piece of information. If you need to pray with them for Nigeria, use them as your prayer point. But never, ever let it depress you, because the power to make a change, to determine what your day would look like, is right in your hands. So speak into your day that it will definitely be a good day for me. Will it be a good day for you? Then if you want that to be, you must definitely say that yourself. God bless you. It is well with you. Good morning.
Please listen to this important